What's happening? It's John from Long Island punk band Wrecked. I've been away. I've been out and back. My last video was in October, November, somewhere around there. A lot of shit's gone on since then. I'm recovering from the COVID-19 virus. It was pretty brutal, but I'm back to work this week. I did my 10-day quarantine, so I think all is well. So as well as can be. So I think I got off lucky with it, and a lot of people didn't. So either way, just another reminder, just be safe. Got a bunch of new stuff, and I have a whole new setup downstairs where I listen to this stuff. So maybe one of these days I'll get out of the office or the bedroom and take it down there and do the videos down there. Anyways, I got 5 new ones, so I figured I'd make a video, talk about them a bit. This is one which I'm really embarrassed to say I haven't been a fan of these guys. They've been around for 20, 30, almost 30 years. It's Clutch, the Weathermaker Vault Series, Volume 1. What they did was they got their own record label, Weathermaker Records, and started putting out their own releases. This is either covers or reworks of their original stuff. This is Passive Restraints, Electric Worry, Fortunate Son on here, Willie Nelson's on here, Space Grass. These are all Clutch classics. Clutch is a band that, again, I did, for some reason or another, I didn't really follow that much. For, again, whether they weren't heavy enough for me at the time, whether they weren't, underground enough for me at the time. But, I mean, they're a great band. They've really, every album they come out with, they don't change their sound. They expand on it. Very blues-oriented, rock and roll, doom, a little bit of sludge, a little bit of Black Sabbath influence, a little bit of ZZ Top influence, I guess you call it. But these guys are great, and it's all the original members, which is very rare these days. So anyway, this is their first. I think they're going to start releasing a bunch of these, but this is great. Just for Fortunate Son. Fortunate Son is one of my favorite songs of all time. It's the Creedence Clearwater Revival song. Creedence was a great band. Great songs. Again, 3-4 chords. Very, very quick, to the point music. The kind of stuff I like. And Clutch does that style, and they do it great. So I would definitely recommend Clutch Weathermaker Vault Series. There's a few more coming out from what I understand, so we'll look forward to those. All right, number 2 is a bootleg, Black Crowes, live in Atlantic City in 1990. I've covered the Black Crowes in other videos. This is the first version of the Crowes. This has got Jeff Cease on the guitar. He left after the first album. Not a great guitar player, in my opinion. He's good enough, but not great. This is all the stuff off the first album, Thick and Thin. Sister Luck's on here. Hard to Handle, of course. Could I Have Been So Blind, Stare at Cold, Jealous Again. And, of course, they do the stuff if you're a Black Crowes fan, you've heard it over the years. Keep the Devil Out of Me, Jealous Guy, the John Lennon song. What else? Struttin' Blues, that's on their first album. Honky Tonk Women, Stone song. So, again, it's great to hear them when they were first really getting their feet wet with playing and becoming a good band. My favorite version of the Black Crowes is 92 to 95, around there. And then again in the late 90s, they were good, but they became a whole other thing. I mean, again, I've covered in other videos how no original members besides the brothers now, and it's a cover band. It's a karaoke version of it, so I'm not interested. But this was very interesting to see these guys when they first started getting their feet wet with performing and getting their chops up. And Rich Robinson was young. I think he was like 19 or 20 in this, But love the drumming. Steve Gorman's a phenomenal drummer, rock and roll drummer. And again, they don't say who does the keyboards on this. I don't know if there is. I forget. But yeah, this is them in their infancy, and it's great. It's great recording. And if you like Aerosmith, you like Rolling Stones, you'd like this one. Live in Atlantic City, 1990. All right, what else we got? Oh, here we go. Here's another bootleg, because the original one you can't get. This is Mayhem, Dawn of the Black Hearts. This is the original singer of Mayhem. I forget his name. Dead was his nickname. I forget his real name. But if you watch that video, that movie Lords of Chaos, or read the book, tells you all about it. He committed suicide, and they took pictures of the body and made an album out of it. Not, I don't know, for shock value, I guess it's good. Mayhem is a black metal band. They're probably one of the pioneers of black metal, the second wave of black metal, I like to say. First wave being bands like Bathory, bands like Venom, Celtic Frost, who were like the beginnings of black metal. But this is Norwegian black metal from the early 90s, and 1991 is when this was released originally. This is live in Norway, 1990. Sound quality, again, if you're a black metal fan like me, you're not going for you're going for the overall sound. I couldn't tell one song from the other, to be honest. But Death Crush, Necrolust, Funeral Fog, Freezing Moon, I like Freezing Moon. Carnage, Buried by Time and Dust, Chainsaw, Gutfuck, yeah, and Pure Fucking Armageddon. I mean, always, for the shock value, was always good, but Mayhem's still around, but again, with maybe no original members, because Euronymous, the guitar player, was murdered by, what's his name? Count Grishnacht, or if you want to call him, Bertram was his band, Vikernes, which is, I think his name is really Christian Vikernes, but either way. Another, if you're into black metal, check that out. The Bertram albums are great. I mean, he's a little bit of a nut, but musically, the guy's brilliant. But again, the early 90s black metal, Norwegian black metal, is definitely something to check out, and I love it. Bands like Mayhem, Dark Throne, Dark Funeral, Carpathian Forest, Bertram, and the list goes on and on. Immortals, another one. Again, it's a sound. If you like black metal, you like black metal. I love black metal personally. So again, I'm not gonna put it on in a party. I'm not gonna put it on in the summertime. Have people over drinking beers, because it's not that kind of music. But for the ambiance, for the really get into it. It's very talented guys. All right, what else? Oh, here we go. This is a band that I wasn't aware of. This is a band called Sweet Apple, Love and Desperation. Little album cover there. This is Jay Massis from Dinosaur Jr. and a couple other dudes who I don't know. But what I like about this album, it sounds very 70s. It sounds almost like Thin Lizzy, Cheap Trick, Kiss, but just with updated production value, and it's great. I mean, it's got Do You Remember? The first song is excellent. I've Got a Feeling That Won't Change is great. It's very, very, song-oriented, artist-oriented rock, you call it. No singles, really. This came out in 2010, so this is already 11 years old. I just found out about it, and it kicks ass, though. And, again, I'm into garage rock. I'm into simple songs, and this is it. I mean, it's very vintage sounding. You hear, not very produced guitar tone. You hear the Strats, you hear the Jaguar tones, you hear the Les Paul tones, and that's what I like to hear of a band. And it's very good. And that Jay Massis, he's a guitar player for Dinosaur Jr. He plays drums on this, and he's very good. And I don't know how he does it. I'm like I would love to learn how to play the drums. I don't think I could handle it though, but he does a great job on this. And I strongly recommend Sweet Apple, Love and Desperation. And here's my newest one. This came in Monday, and I really don't know what to say about it. This is Lana Del Rey's latest, Chemtrails Over the Country Club. Been looking forward to this for a while. It got delayed because of COVID, and then for vinyl production. I ordered a shit ton of these on different color vinyl. I only got the picture disc so far. I'm kind of hesitant to even review this because I haven't given it its due diligence with listening to it. And with new albums, I like to sit down, and get some time together and really listen to the music, read the lyrics, and try to follow along. But from what I've heard off this, the first single off this was Let Me Love You Like a Woman, which was a great song. And then the next single was Chemtrails Over the Country Club, which I didn't like. And honestly, a lot of this stuff, it's got, I don't know, it's got 11 songs. And a lot of it's forgettable, unfortunately. There's nothing, it's sort of just, it's there. It doesn't come out at you. I mean, her vocals are phenomenal. Her vocals are great. she didn't change the source, you know. She didn't change the producers, same producers, Jack Antonoff and stuff. Didn't change the songwriters. So I don't know what's wrong. The only thing I could say about it is I need some time with it. But it doesn't jump out at me as one of her better works. Like not like Ultraviolence, certainly not like Norman Fucking Rockwell or Born to Die. Those three are great. But hopefully this grows on me like Honeymoon did or like Lust for Life did, because I want to love it. But for some reason, there's something about it. I don't want to say it's boring, kind of. The melodies don't do anything. The songs don't go anywhere. There's no dynamics in it. I don't know. I'm gonna have to listen to it some more. But my first gut reaction, I was very, very upset with it. And that happened to me a few times over, over the years. I mean, when you're a teenager, it seemed like it hurt more. When I was waiting for the next Metallica album to come out, after Injustice for All, and they come out with the Black Album, and I was mortified. I couldn't believe what was going on. But see, they changed the source. They changed it. Went from Fleming Rasmussen to Bob Rock, who was who produced Motley Crue, produced Aerosmith, produced The Cult. A very smart business move on Metallica's part, to set them up for life off that album. But I was, after the Black Album came out, I was like shocked. I couldn't believe what was going on. Slayer did that too. When Divine Intervention came out, that was, I think, 1994 that came out. And after Seasons in the Abyss, the previous album was so fucking good. And South of Heaven before that was so good. And Rain and Blood before that was so good. And then they come out with, I couldn't believe my ears when that album came out. It was nothing. It just sat there. It didn't do anything for me. And the source was different. Like I said, they changed drummers. Dave Lombardo was out, and Paul Bostaph from Forbidden was in, and the songwriting was more Kerry King than Jeff Hanneman. Jeff Hanneman wrote the best songs, in my opinion, because he was more of a punk fan, more of a hardcore fan, and he could write songs. Kerry King, again, he was good, but a lot of his riffs went nowhere. They were just bludgeoning riffs and didn't go anywhere. So again, when Slayer came out with that, it was like, I was like, whoa, it looked great. The cover, Divine Intervention, looked great. The CD booklet had the guy who called Slayer in his arm. That was all it was great. And then listening to it, there was no good songs. I can't think, again, the other bands that would do something like that. Suicidal Tendencies was another one, when they came out with hit after hit. And then after Lights Camera Revolution, which was their best album, I guess you want to call it, I prefer their first album, but either way, they come out with Art of Rebellion, which was a different mix. And it was different drummer, I think. They got rid of RJ Herrera, and I forget who, maybe Jimmy DeGrasso or somebody had played on that, and it changed. And it sucked, because you're such a fan of this stuff, and you're waiting, and this comes out, you're like, oh man. And then, getting back to Lana Del Rey, she comes out with this, which again, I'm not gonna officially say I don't like it. I'm gonna have to put some more time into it. But then she announces another album coming out on June 1st, and I'm like, man, how about you pump the brakes a bit, because if you had all this time to come out with this, I'd hate to see you rush something else out, And again, I don't know. I'm not one of those guys who, gets all involved in their social media and stuff and stalks people. I'm a 45-year-old man. I couldn't care less what these people do. But she's all about on the social media with it, and I follow her just for the the news on what's coming out and the tours and stuff. And I don't know. I liked her better when she was kind of mysterious and had like the big hair and the dress and stuff like that. But again, that's just selfishness on my part. She's still great. She still has an amazing voice, and maybe it'll grow on me. But my first take on it was a very boring album. Kind of just sits there, But anyway, those are the 5 of today, and at the end of the week, I'll come out with another video, because like I said, I have a lot of catching up to do. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Those are the 5. Have a good night and be safe. Thank you.